Hey guys, welcome to your live watch along for Arsenal versus Liverpool in the FA Cup. Make sure you guys are liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Just to remind you guys, and the information is also scrolling down at the bottom of the screen, that this show leads you straight to the player rating. So it's going to redirect you. So as soon as I press close this end stream, it's going to take you straight over there. So you don't need another link or anything like that. But listen, there's some things that we need to discuss ahead of this game. We're going to be going through team news and all that type of stuff. But like some of you guys have already said in the chat, there's a notable absentee today in Gabriel Jesus. And I don't even know what to say. I mean, I've been screaming this from the rooftops for the last couple of weeks that you are of no use to us if you're never available when we need you to be. And I keep the same energy for everybody. Tomiyasu, Thomas Partey, Emil Smith-Rowe, less so because he's less important to the team, and Gabriel Jesus. That, what the heck? You're never there when we need you to be there. And so that is who you are. Despite the best memories of Gabriel Jesus for me being at the beginning of last season when he was outstanding, who he's been since he's been at Arsenal has been injured, basically. He was injured for 4 months of the season. Even when he came back, he was a little, yeah. And at the beginning of this season, he was out. He played for 5, 6, 7 games maybe so far. And now he's out again. In fact, I'm going to go look. Let's see how many games he's played so far for Arsenal. This season, because it ain't a lot. So he's played in 15 games, but I suspect some of those are not starts. So I don't know what to say. He hasn't looked the same since that knee injury, but he also had injuries at Manchester City. I feel like we spoke about this, that he's somebody that, despite not always being a starter for Man City, always figured out ways to not be available. And now that he's a starter at Arsenal, there's more pressure on him to deliver. And he's not available enough, in my opinion. He's just not somebody that you're going to be able to build your team around. And I've been speaking about this from even a playing standpoint. Oh, Nottingham Forest. A playing standpoint is that what he's giving is not enough anymore. Just like Zinchenko, what he gives is not enough anymore. Doesn't mean that they're terrible players, but we've kind of outgrown them very quickly because what they do, if they're not on amazing form, tends to be exploited. But you also have to add the fact that Zinchenko and Jesus are always injured. Zinchenko is injured with a similar calf injury that he's had multiple times at Arsenal, and Jesus is also injured. So it's not a good look. We are actively building a squad, or have very important people in the squad that are never available. And so our season is being impacted every single season based on these players not being available. And so it cannot be overlooked. It cannot be understated. It cannot just be hand waved away. It's not just a Thomas Partey thing. It's also a Jesus and Tomiyasu thing. And so I keep the same energy that at the very, very least, if you don't decide to move these players on, they have to be so inconsequential to the team that they're almost like a cherry on top and not somebody that we're actively relying upon. And right now, we really rely upon these guys. We really rely upon them too much. And the players that come in for them, we don't feel as confident in. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate not to have Jesus. It's not always somebody's fault that they get injured, but he's been injured more than he's been available for Arsenal. So that's who he is. He's injury prone. And it's just that simple. And doesn't matter who it is, it's the same. I am watching Nuno Tavares play for Nottingham Forest. It's weird seeing him because it's he didn't exist. It's strange. Boy says, sell Jesus. He will always get injured when we need him. D'Angelo says, hey, Jess, good morning. Good morning to you as well. Iman says, no, Eddie, yes. We're going to go into the actual lineup in a sec. Mata says, Jesus signing starting to look like not great business. Here to there says, Arteta is predictably going to live and die on the Havertz Hill. Trossard disrespect is real. He doesn't like Trossard. I've said that. Skill says, Jesus injured again. Stalin. Iman says, no, Virgil van Dijk or Salah. We might have a chance. We might, but we also have some key players out. So I think it pretty much evens itself out, if I'm honest with you. Kabui says, I have no words at this point. May the odds be in our favor. KH29 up top was the only option for me. Skills said Nketiah is not good enough to be the main striker. And we'll also have to like see whether or not this changes Arsenal's stance in the market. You know, for a couple of weeks now, they've been saying that, oh, Arsenal aren't going to do anything. No big signings, no big striker signing. But if Jesus is out for a couple of games and we troubleshoot Kai Havertz and it doesn't work, then we cannot just go through the season like with our hands tied behind our back. You have to try to make some sort of move. And what I don't want to hear is that, oh, now that Jesus is injured, we're going to hold on tighter to Nketiah. Crystal Palace want Nketiah bad. They're willing to spend 30 million on Nketiah. In the summer, no one's going to want him. Nobody will be this desperate. And that's not to be like mean, but like it's just the truth. In January, people are really desperate. And so sell him on and bring in somebody that can help us. Arsenal, before Jesus' injury, needed some assistance in the goal scoring department, if you know what I mean. And now we need it more than ever. So I would love for Arsenal to be agile and be able to pivot into, we're in the window now, just like how we were still in the window when Timber got injured and we decided not to do anything. We're actively in the January transfer window and we have an opportunity to do something. Arsenal need to figure some shit out, because you cannot go through the entire season with knowing that you're basically hoping for Jesus and Tomiyasu and Thomas Partey to come save you. And if you're hoping for that, just know you're drowning and you're dying. Like, you know, because you're not going to make it. There's just no way. They're just too injury prone and they're not available anywhere near as much. Clement put up the bench. Raya is on the bench. Cedric, Walters, Sousa, Smith Rowe, Nweri, Trossard, Martinelli, and Nketiah. So we have some players that can come off of the bench and make a difference. But you guys know how I feel about our bench. When they come off of the bench, they don't do shit. You know, so that's just kind of how it is. But in terms of the actual lineup, we have Ramsdale, who keeps his spot in the FA Cup, which is a good thing. I don't feel like we need to switch it up or anything like that. White, Saliba, and Gabriel, which is fine. Maybe White has kind of like, he's had a week off. So maybe that'll help him like actually like, you know, heal whatever he's going through. His White has been super sus, like, if we're going to be honest. Kivior playing in the left back role. The only thing that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable with him there is the fact that Jorginho is in midfield, which hopefully that'll make Arteta like, okay, he doesn't have to invert as much. I'm sorry, watching Kivior trying to invert and do the Zinchenko role is like watching a car crash. I don't want to see it anymore. And we need him, because if Zinchenko is out for a while, he's our only option. And so Arteta has to figure out a way to help him gain some confidence. Now, I get that he has to also stand up on his own, but if he's continuously asked to do things that he cannot do, and then when he cannot do them, you yank him out at halftime, I don't know how you expect that player to play for you at any sort of standard. Do you know what I mean? And so Kivior is in, like I said, Jorginho is in. That means that it'll push Rice a little bit higher, which is fine. It's not, you know, Rice in the 8 role doesn't bother me, whatever. Odegaard in there, Saka, Havertz, and Nelson. So Nelson finally gets an opportunity starting out in a game with more of the starters. Nelson doesn't really get those opportunities very often. Usually when he gets to start a game, it's when the entire team is rotated, right? And so I think this is a good opportunity for Nelson, because we need an answer to Martinelli's poor form. Now, I would have been okay with Martinelli starting today as well, try to play him into some level of form. But maybe Arteta feels like, you know, maybe a couple of games off would suit Martinelli. And so that's fine as well. So that's more than a strong enough and balanced enough lineup to feel like we should be at home competitive against a Liverpool team that doesn't have their 2 probably best players besides Trent Alexander-Arnold. But Arsenal just need to come out and stand on business. You know, it's like, stop being unserious and just stand on business. You know, I think half of Arsenal's issue goes on up here, you know, rather than what's actually going on with the tactics and stuff like that. They just have, like, you know how many teams have played poorly against us and been able to win just because we weren't right up here? Like, Liverpool are in good form. They probably feel like this is going to be a game where they're going to win and walk away with it. Arsenal just have to show up in a way where it's like they're actually fighting for it and they're not playing within themselves. They have to just like play with a level of freedom, you know? And I just don't feel like I've seen enough of that this season. You know, I just haven't seen a level of freedom. It just feels like everybody is like scared to make a mistake. Like, you're going to make mistakes. you're likely going to concede. The likelihood of Arsenal getting out of here with a clean sheet is very, very unlikely. So take that into consideration. You're going to concede, whatever, but we can score goals if we just stop shitting the bed. You can score goals. We create chances. We did at Anfield. We'll create chances today. Just put the ball in the back of the net and relax, because we need a response. We're not in great form, and going into the next 2 weeks with conversations around what happens when Mikel Arteta doesn't win the Premier League and the Champions League. I can't do it. I can't do it. I need to go into the January break talking about how we can, build off of this performance. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we really have to just do our thing. Chosen One says Trent is a genius. Arsenal are going to have their hands full, but I believe in them. I mean, just don't let him have like years of time on our halfway line and be able to pick out a pass, and maybe you'll be okay. I think, we spoke about the goal that we conceded at Anfield, and Trent is a genius, but you have to make sure that you don't give him time and space, and I think we gave him too much space. It only takes a second for him to figure out where he wants to pass the ball, right? So you have to make sure that, one, you make him defend, and two, you don't give him time. And I don't think we made him do enough of that at Anfield, if I'm honest with you. Boy says, who is Kivior against on the wing, seeing as Salah gone to AFCON? I need to know to what extent he's going to be exploited. So let's go ahead and look at Liverpool's lineup really quick as well. Like I already said, Virgil van Dijk and Salah are not there, but I'm pretty sure they're just going to start the other really good attackers that they have. It doesn't really matter. They're still very dangerous. Allison in goal, Gomez, Konate. What do they have going on here? Okay, so they have, let me just tell you who they have up top. It looks like they have Gakpo. They have Nunez, Diaz, and Gakpo. That's their front. So I would imagine that means that Gakpo will be through the center and Diaz will move to the right, and Nunez will be on the left. That's what I think. So I think they'll put Diaz on the right. If you guys can let me know what you think. But their whole entire lineup is Allison, Gomez, Konate, Diaz, Nunez, McAllister, Jones, Gakpo, Elliott, Alexander-Arnold, and Kwanzaa. So I guess Kwanzaa and Konate at the center backs, Gomez left back, Alexander-Arnold right back, McAllister, Jones, and Elliott as their midfield, and then the front three. But I would imagine Nunez will be out wide, Gakpo will be through the center, and Diaz will be on the right. That's what I think is going to happen. So to what level he is exploited, I don't know. But if I'm Klopp, I'd feel confident with, Diaz going up against Kivior or White. They both can be got at, by a really good dribbler, John Donuts says Trossard in the 9 is what I would have gone for, Jess. You guys know that I would have gone for that as well. But, Arteta went with Havertz, and maybe he felt like he needed more of a physical, taller option, and I can see that as well. I can see why he would go for Havertz for the more physical option. If you want to keep your fluidity up top, then you've used Trossard, but Arteta hasn't really prioritized the fluidity up front. He's prioritized keeping everybody high and wide. And so maybe he just didn't feel like having the most analogous option to Jesus was as important as having a physical option up front. But I'm just glad that we didn't put Eddie up there, because Eddie just doesn't make a difference in games against the better sides. He's good against the lower half, but not really against the top half. And we've already seen that doesn't work. So I'd almost rather us go down doing something different than doing something that we already know doesn't work. Zich says Havertz allows you to have a threat going direct. Exactly. Aman says Arteta is so obsessed with duels. He is. And that's why, when I tweeted out that, finding out that Arteta is less like Pep and more like Dyche, I stand 10 toes down on what I said. As much as people got upset and were all in their feelings and stuff like that, and trying to cook me and all this kind of stuff, Arteta cares about duels and having physicality and athleticism and all that shit, especially in like, midfield and at the back. Like he definitely is not as, I think, desperate to have like a bunch of technical players in there as much as he is to have off the ball monsters. And so I said what I said, and I stand 10 toes down no matter what your feelings. Like I don't care what your feelings are. Arteta's not as much at like Pep as people thought he was, and that's fine. Roscoe de Sol says, "Is it just me, or does this game feel like a chore to watch?" Well, there's no excitement around it because we're not in good form. We're not in good form. We don't have our best 11. We keep hearing about more injuries. We're playing against one of the better teams. It just doesn't feel like the vibe is very positive. And why would it be? We're not in good form. We won 1 in 5. We're 4th in the Premier League, and we know if we go out, we're already out of both domestic cups, and conversations will be had. So, yeah, I don't. If we had like won our last 2 games, there'd be a lot more excitement around this game for sure. There's just when we're not playing well, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? But there's every opportunity for Arsenal to turn that around today, and they kind of have to. They can't just keep losing. They have to start winning games and turning this around, and pull your pants up and do the job. Like I don't care if it looks pretty or whatever. You just have to stop the bleeding. Second Soj says, "It's no surprise he played at Rangers and for Moyes at Everton, both very direct physical teams." Exactly. That's why I don't understand why people are getting all upset about people not feeling like he's like Pep. Like he's not like Pep. He's more like Moyes and guys that like the off the ball structure and physical duels and shit like that. Like it's literally not that deep. Get over it, He's not like Pep. And nobody's like Pep. Pep is the only Pep. Like there's no other one. Boy says, Havertz, go stand up front and wait for Odegaard to find you with the wonder ball. You're tall, we'll find you. Arteta probably. Arteta's pretty much went with the style of like everybody there is no connection and free flow. It's very much like, okay, get it into the box and go into the back post and try to hit it in. Like the style has really changed this season, I think, based on the players that we bought. So, yeah, I mean, if we're going to go more direct and we're going to try to hit crosses in and shit like that, then yeah, you better get Havertz ass up front because he's the only one that could probably head it in the back of the net. TBG says he's more like Simeone off the ball than Pep. Exactly. Like he's just, and I'm sorry, when you're linked with guys like Onana, and you've already bought Havertz and, you buy Rice and things like that, you start to wonder if this guy is more about the duels than jugo de position. You know what I mean? And I don't have a problem with us playing like Simeone. I don't give a shit. Like, I really don't care. I'm not beholden to the way that we played in the Emirates era. And the way that we played in the Emirates era has been very synonymous with the beautiful game. Tiki-taka. I'm not beholden to that because we've never won anything major playing that way. So if we go more duels and play more, whatever, then go full into it, go full Jose Mourinho. Don't half-ass it, just go ahead and do it. I don't care. Just win. Haman says we may not see any technicians or fluidity in this team for a long time. Just win then, just go fully into it then. Like, don't half-ass it. That's all I'm saying. I don't care really if we're not free flowing or whatever, actually people that didn't watch the Invincibles probably feel like the Invincibles were tiki-taka. They were off the ball monsters. They were really good tacklers and runners, and they were athletic, and they were very direct. You just had some special guys that could do special shit. And a lot of the times when like Arsenal scored goals, it was very like, get it into the midfield, get it wide and hit the ball onto the 6 and somebody run onto it and score. Like it really wasn't like Arsenal was not tiki-taka in the fucking Highbury days. They really weren't. Like people really, I think, feel like that's the only way we've ever played. We haven't. We were very direct in those days. And I don't mind being direct. If you're going to do it, do it. Just do it, Roscoe Dissol says true counterattacks. Exactly. It was like 2 or 3 passes and you were into the opposition's box. Like if you're going to do it that way, but really commit, really commit to it. I have no issue with us going long and knocking it down and hitting it into the wings and then putting in a good cross and heading it in. I don't have a problem with that. Just commit to it. That's all. TBG says, I hope Kivior is a part of the back three and White is the one overlapping and inverting when needed. Me too. I do not want to see freaking Kivior inverting. I love him, and I think he has a lot more to show than what he has shown. I think he's been set up poorly by the manager, and it's like, oh, well, you couldn't invert like Zinchenko. I'm snatching your ass out. It's like, well, hell no, we can't. And Ben White is the better overlapper, and we need him to support Saka. Yeah, so I would prefer that as well. I think a lot of it has to do with whether or not White is fit enough to do the overlapping and stuff like that. I think a reason why he stopped it is because he just doesn't look like himself. I feel like people don't remember that Ben White did not look like this last season. He looks a little bit heavier, slower, and that probably is because he's carrying some sort of injury. So he kind of needs, like, I think maybe he needed this week off. Hopefully he's fit enough to overlap and to help, because I prefer him doing the overlapping and Kivior doing the tucking in. The problem that you have with that, though, is that if White ends up being the one helping the attack a little bit more, then what you end up having is Gabriel as the center back. And that's one of our biggest issues is when you want to invert a little bit more from the right, Gabriel ends up having to play a bigger role in our buildup rather than Saliba, and Saliba is the center back. So I think that's why we end up having to invert a lot more on the left, but you have to adapt to the options that you have. And the options that we have do not allow us to invert the way that we do what Zinchenko says. So they have to figure something out. I just don't want to see Kivior doing it, but I feel like Arteta's like, okay, well, we don't have a center back we don't want Gabriel to be center back. So we're going to make Kivior do it. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work, and I don't want a fucking replay. Excuse my language. I don't want to replay. I'm sorry. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to go to Anfield again. We've done it. We've done it. We've went, we did our thing. I don't want to go again, so I would really love it if we could just, whatever's going to happen, just do it now, what is this? Just do it now. Guest 8273 says, where is Martinelli? On the bench. He's on the bench. He's on the bench, and I'm not that upset by it. I feel like you have to change things up, and if he doesn't feel like he can play Martinelli into form, which I think he's tried to do, then try Nelson. Nelson has deserved a little bit more playing time. You re-sign the guy, so give him some more playing time and let him start with the starters. Nelson looks good almost every single time he comes on, and he's the most similar to Martinelli. So just play him. What are you going to do? It's a game where it's just such a difficult scenario to be in, honestly. We have so many injuries, very little options, tons of players out of form. I mean, we have so many players out of form. It's ridiculous. So got to try something a little bit different to try to get something else, another dynamic going. And I don't believe that Nelson is as bad. I don't think he's that bad. Do you know what I mean? I actually think he's probably ultimately not going to be good enough, but definitely could do more than what he's been doing. That balance. And so I'm happy to see him starting. That's fine. Andrew says, just as Eddie not starting bring validity to the Palace link. Hopefully we're not trying to cup tie him. We don't need him to be cup tied. So I think if he plays today, he'll be cup tied, and that'll limit, maybe other teams wanting him or something like that. But maybe it does. I think we should be selling Eddie. It's not even it shouldn't be that unpopular of an opinion or something where people are ready to fight you over it. Oh God, Forest. I thought Forest were about to concede. Right then. Damn, but yeah, it's just, I don't think it should be something where people are ready to fight you over it. It's not that deep. At some point you have to get rid of players that are not good enough, and we hold on to them really long, and then it ends up costing us the season, and we always sell them a season or two too late. And that's what's happening with Eddie, Zach 10 says KDB hasn't missed a beat. I mean, he's a top player. Even if he went down 10%, he'd still be better than everybody else. Like he's that guy, you know? So yeah, KK Jafarhi says we need to put the ball in danger areas more today and up the tempo. Also, we should have put fullbacks overlapping and investing when necessary, or inverting, maybe you mean when necessary. I agree with the danger areas. I just think we need to be a little bit more aggressive and take more risk. Like let's put in a scenario here. If we don't win, I'll be pissed, period. You know, because that's just how it is. When Arsenal don't win, I'm not a happy girl, you know. But if we go down to Liverpool, right? But I see us taking more risks, being more aggressive, being more dangerous in terms of our attacking, you know, chances and all that kind of stuff. And we concede to the counter attack or whatever. That's better to me than being all like stiff and hard and, oh my God, we're not going to pass it forward and still losing. I want to see that Arsenal are learning their lessons. And you can see Arsenal learning their lessons even if they don't win today. And the lessons that we need to see is that we're more clinical and we're willing to take more risks on the ball. That's it. Sometimes you're still going to concede more than the other team because Liverpool are top side. You know, we really needed to see a shift in the way that we're playing against Fulham. Tough shit. You didn't get it against Fulham because you guys wet the bed. Fine. You know, do it against Liverpool. I just want to see a change in the way that we're approaching the match. More risks, more attack, more, you know, being more direct. Stop with the tiki-taka bullshit because we ain't got Iniesta and Xavi, okay? We don't have them. We ain't got it, you know? So I don't want to see any more of that. Be more direct. You got Havertz up front, hit him. You got Reece Nelson, hit him in behind. Just do it, you know? Something interesting that I do think is a good thing is Jorginho starting. You guys know he's going to get overrun in some circumstances. That's just what it is with Jorginho. It is what it is. But the one thing that Jorginho alleviates is Kivior having to do so much inverting. I thought not having Zinchenko and then not having Jorginho against Fulham was kind of like, really? You know? So at least you know you get the balance right with Jorginho, Declan Rice, and Odegaard, which you don't have as the legs at, you know, at DM. But what can you do? What can you do? And quite frankly, I need Kivior and Gabriel and Saliba and White to do their job and, you know, create a little bubble around Jorginho. Jorginho can pick out a pass. He can control the tempo. He can dictate from a deeper role. We can push Declan Rice up further. Maybe he can save us with a wonder goal. You know, it's just, and Declan Rice is not afraid to get on the ball. And we cannot have a left center mid that's not involved in build up today. You know, we need somebody that wants to touch the ball a little bit more than Kai Havertz. So it feels like the changes are taking into account the people that are missing, which is fine. Things look good on paper. Things don't always work out the way that they do on paper. You know, we could start watching the game and be like, it's fucking train wreck, you know, but I at least want to see that Arteta recognizes that, like, if you don't have Zinchenko, you need Jorginho, you know, and if you don't have Gabriel Jesus, you can't just throw in Eddie. You can't just throw him in all the time. Like you have to think about the things that we need in a game, because Eddie gives the opposition a really easy day out. He's not gonna win any aerial duels. He's not particularly physical. He's not particularly fast. And so if you're gonna have all of your forwards and you look at all of them and you're like, none of them are clinical, at least get somebody with some physical attributes that are going to give you some sort of margin or edge in the game. That's all. You know, Jay says VVD is out as well. Illness. That's good. You know, I mean, he's one of their better players. So let's see if we could take advantage of that. Faya says it's time for Eddie to go. Enough of this running around and missing goals. Dennis says, I don't want to see any excuses for Saka and Martinelli today Martinelli's not playing, but yeah. If they double up on you, find a solution, do something different. That's what elite wingers do. Saka's found solutions. Martinelli hasn't. Andrew says, I just don't want to see Rice and Jorginho doing the same job. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. I feel like they got that really right against Manchester City at home. I do. I thought they got it right. Where I think it didn't work as well was against Chelsea. But Chelsea had like runners and the physical people out there against us, and we were just really bad on the day. So I've seen this midfield work. It's not my ideal scenario. I think the ideal scenario is you go into this game with Thomas Partey and Rice, but you can't because the guy ain't here. So you got to do what you got to do. There's 200 of you guys in here. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel while I take a little hit. No, I'm just joking. Well, this is my drug of choice, which is coffee. And you guys always give me like, I looked at my buy me a coffee account. Some of you guys have given me like $5 in there. Thank you so much. That goes to my addiction. So thank you so much. And also to you guys who super chat, because that also goes to my addiction. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm addicted to coffee and I'm not going to stop. There you go. All right. So this says Irish coffee. I'm not a fan of like Irish coffee or like, like what is it? Bailey's in the coffee. I'm not really a big fan of that. Like if I'm going to drink in the morning, I'm just going to have a mimosa. Do you know what I mean? Like that's more my vibe. Boy says, have to beat their press without Zinchenko. We are where we are. I don't know. Like I'm going into this with zero expectation other than I want to see a change in our approach and an up of the energy. I want to see that the team is together because we like, you know what I mean? Like it's Liverpool. I told you guys when we went out of the Carabao Cup, I was like, yeah, so whoever we get in the FA Cup is going to be very difficult. And guess what? We are very, people were, well, we have to focus on the FA Cup. Now it's not focused on the FA Cup. The FA Cup isn't good enough either. Now we'll focus on the league. I'm sorry, but we need to take one of these cups serious. And, sometimes you do lose to a good side, but I just don't want to see us roll over. I don't want us to go down 2-0 early and then half fight back and all this type of shit. Play like you mean it, and oh my gosh, we're going to wear the white uniforms. And listen, I understand like what Arsenal are trying to do with stopping the knife crime and all that kind of stuff. I get that. Like the messaging and the cause and all that is great and is definitely needed. But I hate these white uniforms so much because we've never played well in them. So I'm like, please turn that around for me, baby. Just please turn it around for me. Okay? Like I really need you guys to like make me not dislike these white uniforms. I remember like the first time I seen us wear them, I was like, we just don't look right. Like we just don't look right, The first time I think I seen us wear it was against Nottingham Forest. And we went out. And then the second time was against like Oxford. And we barely beat them like 1-0, so we don't play well in this white uniform. I get what the cause is for and all that kind of stuff. And like, yeah, no more knife crime and all that. But we don't have a great vibe in them, if that makes sense. You know what you need? Like if you're going to wear all white, pretend you're Real Madrid for a day, just be like, we're Los Blancos. Like, why not? Sometimes you have to delude yourself. Delulu, say like, we're Real Madrid. Of course we are. Like, who cares, So yeah. Let's see. Aris says big teams don't throw away trophies. That's a myth. Sandwich says we are Arsenal, not Real. Listen, sometimes you have to channel your inner Real. That's all I'm saying. Real, it's not a bad thing to pretend you're Real Madrid for a day. It's not, even if you're the Arsenal. So yeah, you're wearing all white, or all white is godly. Maybe you don't believe in God. Maybe you do. I don't know, but maybe pretend you're God for a day. They're showing all of our fuck ups on the screen right here, and it is driving me insane. You know what I mean? So yeah, Big Boss Man says, stop trying to be Spurs. Go back to Woolwich. I'm sorry, but like nobody of any sort of anything is ever trying to be Spurs. You guys are not the template. Trust me, we are not trying to be you. Trust and believe. Nobody wants to be you guys. So yeah. Zahid says Tottenham is white as well. We don't, I mean, if you guys want to believe that wearing white means you look like Tottenham, fair enough. You guys think about Tottenham too fucking much for me. Like, as Arsenal fans, I think we think about them a little bit too much. I'm thinking Real Madrid and Godly, and you guys are thinking Tottenham. Think higher, think higher. Roscoe says, timeout for boss man. Philip says, Jesus' injury exposes wing depth more than striker depth. We need a winger signing, not a striker. I think we need a fucking attacker that can put the ball in the back of the net. I don't care. I don't care what it is. We just need something different. If we can't get the striker, I just don't think you can go through the window and say, we're not going to do anything. I think doing that just stinks, and it's just, yeah, we're exposed on the wings, we're exposed in the striker position, we're exposed everywhere. And I think a lot of that has to do with Arsenal's summer window, maybe not going as planned. Timber is the unfortunate one, but you just didn't really address key areas, and you didn't do the easy thing. The easy thing would have been to go out there and get a top quality winger or a top quality striker. You probably still would have been looking at midfield a little bit side eye, but at least you would have addressed something. But we just kicked the can down the road with the Havertz signing, and it's all coming back to it's all coming back because he doesn't really address left center mid as good as we want. He doesn't really address striker as much as we would want to. And now that Jesus is out, we're looking at the wings. Like, it's just all fucked. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think you could say that the summer window was pretty much it was probably less successful than some people felt like it was. And I think that's why we're looking at the team right now in January and saying we need 5 or 6 signings. You know what I mean? Like, 5 or 6 signings would be great, So, yeah. Ara says Tottenham are a relevant club. Stop talking about them. John Donut says, forget a la Madrid. This is a la Arsenal. Exactly. Let's go a la Arsenal. Matt G says, I think Havertz will give the Liverpool more trouble than Jesus would have. Yeah, I think he did good in the Community Shield. He wasn't he missed 2 sitters, but he wasn't like an invisible person. I think a lot of times when we play against the better teams, our attack is non-existent. Like, our striker is non-existent. It feels like the center backs can just put armchairs out there with a cold beer and just have a day off because they just don't offer enough. And I think Jesus is a fantastic footballer. I do. I think he offers a lot, but he's never really looked that dangerous against the big teams. Maybe in the first half against Liverpool, but for the most part, he's either not been available. I think the 2 times that we played Man City last season, we played them 3 times last season, and he wasn't available for the cup one. He wasn't available for the February one. And then when we went to the Etihad, he was a non-factor. Now the entire team had imploded, but he was a non-factor. Against Liverpool at home, he was good in that game. Yeah, he was good in that game. Liverpool away, he was good in the first half when we were playing well and then drifted off. This season, he was busy against Manchester City at home, but not really a threat as a striker. And against Liverpool this time, he was poor, it has to be said. So he was running around, but he really didn't make I don't think Virgil van Dijk and Konate were, oh my gosh, we have to watch out for Jesus, So I would say maybe 30% of the time he's made a real difference, and 70% of the time he's either not there or ineffective. And so at least Kai Havertz will offer somebody to hit on crosses. My thing about Kai Havertz is when you get the fucking chance, I need you to put it in the back of the net. You're going to get a chance, and you can't scuff it. You can't shit the bed. You have to put it in the back of the net, because he's going to get at least one chance. And this will give Saka somebody to hit. It will give Odegaard somebody to hit. I think sometimes there's just nobody in the box. And I think if one thing Arteta needs to do is not require Havertz to do all this other stuff. Just tell him to make good runs in the box and for the simplify the game. Nelson, Odegaard, Saka, hit Havertz. Make it very simple. Don't tell Havertz to do all this dropping back and all this type of stuff. No, don't do any of that kind of stuff. Just get into the box, Also, Rice get into the box, because Rice is somebody I think in a big moment will show up as well. So, that's pretty much where we're at, that's where we're at. Mr. Happy says Jesus is on the same list as Tamiyasu. He's on strike too. Yeah, I think, when we talk about like players that are injury prone and needing to move on from them, I do think that like Tamiyasu and Jesus are definitely in that same category of we probably still want to keep them around. I think a lot of people want to keep them around, but they're definitely on what would be considered strike two, where Thomas Partey is probably on strike 3 or 4. But ultimately, there needs to be a plan to move them on sooner rather than later because they'll never be relied upon. And in the case of Thomas Partey and Jesus in particular, they're on so much wages that their wages need to be attributed to somebody that's available 90% of the season. I think people don't think about it that way ever. They only think about it from like an emotional standpoint. And I get that. But like when you're on 250,000 pounds per week, 190 something thousand pounds per week, those wages can be given to somebody that's there 90% of the time. And if you're only going to be available to play 50% of the season, 40% of the season, whatever, then those wages need to be attributed to somebody on way lower. You know what I mean? And so Partey for me is somebody that those 250,000 pounds could be given to a top quality midfielder. And I think they should be. Now, Jesus, he also, like, you're not going to be able to move on. You're not going to be able to get his wages down. So even if you were to stay for another season, there has to be a plan to move him on sooner rather than later because he's also giving Lacazette. And I said this before, and people are like, it's harsh. And I'm like, I don't think it is. I think Lacazette at a certain point in an interview, after he hadn't scored in like 11 or something games, sat up there and said, like, well, I offer a lot more to the team. I do this and I do that. And once a striker accepts that they're not a striker, they're gone. If somebody started off as a number 9 and they have to accept that they're no longer a number 9 and they're a utility guy or a hardworking guy, they're gone. They're gone. They're done. It's different than having like a midfielder become a number 9 or a false 9 because a number 9's whole ethos is I score goals. And if they're accepting that they do not score goals and their job outside like is everything else, they're done mentally. They're gone. And so I was very worried about Jesus coming out and saying he's not a striker, or he's not really a goal scorer or whatever. I know I kind of feel like I understand what he meant, but I was like, damn, he's going to go down the Lacazette route, you know? So yeah, Aman says, Jesus has not been the same since the World Cup. He has not been the same since the World Cup. He hasn't had the burst is not there and the sharpness that we saw when he first came in, which sucks. Ara says, never seen a DM striker until Jesus. Aiden says, what if Jesus was never injured in the World Cup? What if? But the likelihood of Jesus never getting an injury at Arsenal was few and far between because, again, his injury issues actually go back before Arsenal. So there was always a chance that he was going to get some sort of injury, and he has. So, yeah, I don't know. Boy says Jess talking like she's reading Blue Lock or something. What's Blue Lock? What is that? I don't even know what that means. Manga? Is this like sport? Blue Lock. Blue Lock has officially, what is it? Japan's desire for World Cup glory leads the Japanese Football Association to launch. So what does that mean? That, like, first of all, I've never seen this in my life, but what does that mean that I'm talking like it? Like, what does that mean? I need to know what that means. Like, okay, I see what it is, but what does that mean? Because how do I talk like I'm like an anime? I've never watched anime in my life. And I don't know if I'll start, but I want to know what that means. Was that shade or what? Probably. Probably. Let's see. Xander Raptor says football anime. Got it. Ara says Jesus would make a brilliant 8-6. Damn. You're gonna start moving him backwards. I think maybe Arteta should just use him out on the wing, or at least give him the run of the wing and allow maybe somebody like Martinelli to come central. I think that can solve a lot of our problems. But this season, Jesus has very much been more in the box than we've ever seen him before, and his best work is outside of it. So if you're going to play this way, you have to play to the player's strengths. and he's not, you know. I'm not reading it. I'm not reading it. I'm not reading Blue Lock, guys. I don't have time. Like, I don't have time to read it. Boy says you're talking like Blue Lock because a striker has to be a striker and crave goals. Soon as they accept anything lesser, then they are no longer a striker. No shade. You're talking like Blue Lock. Fair enough. But that's genuinely that's how I feel. I think once a striker starts talking about not being a striker or not loving or not scoring goals or whatever, they're broken. You know, because that's what happened to Lacazette. He was broken at the end of his time at Arsenal, and he started scoring goals again at Lyon. But you know, once they accept that, it's done. You know, your striker needs to feel like obviously they can do other things, but their main thing is to strike, you know, and it feels like either or with the strikers that are there, you know. Chosen One says, every time I watch Trent, I'm amazed. He's an unbelievable talent. Him and Mo, some of my favorite players outside of Arsenal. Mo Salah is my favorite player outside of Arsenal. I think he's really disrespected and underrated. But I'm so fucking glad he's not here today because he's almost guaranteed to score against us. You know, Trent, world-class player. Don't know why we're always going back and forth about it. It's always been clear that he's world-class. I don't know why people continuously act like he's not. And even though I prefer a fullback more of like a that likes to defend and dabbles in defending, you know, I think Trent is fantastic, you know, so when you have a player of that level, you will sacrifice that defensive quality for a player of that level. You know, so I don't know why people are always Trent can't be world class because he doesn't defend. Please, like, have a seat. You know, it's ridiculous. Hugo says smash the likes. Make sure you guys are smashing the likes again. We're about 15 minutes away from the start of the game. So just to remind you guys, like, this stream goes straight to the player ratings. So it redirects. So once I end the stream, it'll take you guys straight over there so you don't have to leave. But for those of you that are going to go watch the game and come back, pop in, pop out, yeah, you guys can just leave this up on your browser and it'll go back to player ratings and stuff, you know. Guest 8273 says score prediction, Jess. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like doing I don't feel it. I don't want to, like, because my feeling is not one that I want to say, you know. So I'm just gonna say I don't know. I don't like score predictions when I'm not feeling good about it. I'll be honest. So I'm just not gonna say anything. Aman says, would you rather have Trent than Zinni? Oh, of course. Like, of course. Aman, please. Like, it's not even a freaking conversation whether or not I would whether you'd rather have Trent or Zinchenko. Of course you'd rather have Trent. Trent is beyond Zinchenko. Let's be serious. You know what I mean? So it's not even a question. Yeah, it's not even a question. I can't even fool myself into, yeah, but Zinchenko, no. Like, I like Zinchenko. He offers a lot, but let's be serious. I would take Trent Alexander-Arnold in our team in a second. I would. Yeah, I would. And it's really a shame that he, for a while, couldn't get into the England squad. It just made no sense. But I also think Trent didn't give a shit either. Like, I don't think he really cared either, to be honest with you. Chosen One says Trent and Saka link up for England is beautiful. It is. And Saka's job is a lot easier in the England team, too. He creates for a world-class striker. He's not made to only, or like, he's not required to score 20 goals or carry the team. And he has, like, when Trent is behind him, like, he just knows how to create the chances for Saka. You know, and I wish Arteta would simplify some of our players' roles a little bit because we have a couple of players that are doing a lot of heavy lifting. And I don't think they have to do that. I think Saka should just be creating for a striker. I think if he had a world-class striker to create for, he would get loads of assists. Maybe not as many goals, but Saka to me is not a natural goal scorer. He can get goals, but the fact that we're trying to make people do things that are outside of their natural skill set, I think is a reason why we're not getting the best results. Martinelli is a goal scorer, so his main job should be goal scoring. Saka's main thing is being a creator. He should be made to create. But you kind of have the opposite. You have Martinelli needing to create for suboptimal options, and you have Saka trying to score the goals. I'm not sure why that is. It feels like you're fighting against the natural thing, which is crazy. Kevin says, I hope Arsenal wins. Me too. Shit, I don't want to do another loss. I just cannot do it. Like, when's the last time we won a game? It's been a while, So I would love to see a win. Czar says, Trent is what Zinni thinks he is. Crucial says, Crucial says, Reese, I am watching you today. I hope he has a good game. Because it would be nice to find a player that we can utilize right now. It'd be nice to feel like, I watch other teams have this happen all the time where they go through a little bit of an injury issue or whatever, or players that are out of form, and a player that comes in kind of takes over, and you find a new player and that player plays for a while and gains confidence. We don't have that happen very often. And when we do have it happen, Arteta doesn't nurture it, So yeah. Adil, we get it. You want Liverpool to win. You've said it 50 million times. We got it. Like, you've said it a million times. Please stop spamming the chat. It's not necessary. You want Arsenal to lose, or you want Liverpool to win. We got it. Ara says, really, really concerned about ESR. In what way are you concerned about Emile Smith-Rowe? Do you feel like he has a future at Arsenal? Are you worried that Arteta doesn't rate him? Like, what are you worried about? Like, you should have been concerned about ESR last season. Like, you guys are just spamming the chat. These guys, I'm gonna have to put you guys on timeout. I'm sorry. You only have to say it once. You don't have to say it 5,000 times. Ara says the fact that he can't get a game. Yeah, I mean, I've come to the feeling that, like, he won't be here, Emile Smith-Rowe, or he'll be. Also, I made mods, and none of y'all are here right now, and I had to do your job. So, see, you do it for one day, and then you don't come back. But I blocked them. It's fine. But yeah, the fact he can't get a game, but I mean, I've been worried about Emile Smith-Rowe. I've already accepted that he's not in Arteta's plans. I don't care what Arteta says about he will get chances and things like that. If you really rate a player, you play them. If you rate them, you will play them. And he doesn't play Emile Smith-Rowe, but he also does this weird thing where he wants to keep him and give him booty minutes instead of giving him like real time, I don't think today would have been the day for Emile Smith-Rowe. Just knowing that Zinchenko's not there, and you probably want to get Jorginho and the team to get some control and things like that. But the West Ham game for me was a very obvious time to play Emile Smith-Rowe, and he didn't do it. He went for Trossard instead. So, what can you do? Boy says, I knew Arteta would not give ESR a real shake of it. If you guys, it's like being in a relationship and pretending like you don't know somebody's going to cheat on you after they've cheated on you 5-6 times. Like, Arteta is somebody that, like, we know who he is at this point. He loves his main starters. He'll run them into the ground before he really gives other team players in the team a chance. He doesn't give them runs of games. He gives them 20 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 5 minutes there. And if they don't impress, if they impress, it doesn't matter. But if they don't, you'll never see them again. He plays players out of position. He still has not figured out a good way how to rotate. He plays players when they're injured. Like, we know who Mikel Arteta is. Like, we know. Like, so there's no, like, for me, it's like thinking that this was going to be like a Emile Smith-Rowe season or something like that for me was always far-fetched, because Arteta's had opportunities to use him and he hasn't. But if he's not in the plans, it's time to sell, It's time to sell. We got 5 minutes until the game starts. I'm just going to stretch. Oh my gosh. I tried to match the team today with like an Adidas, like, white thingy. And so I feel good about the fit today. Not necessarily about the game, but I feel good about the fit. Let's see what you guys are saying in the poll. I asked in the poll, if you guys haven't voted, make sure you guys vote. What will Arsenal do today? Will they stand on business, or will they continue? There's unserious behavior. And 62% of you guys said they'll stand on business. You guys are a lot more confident than I am. Trust. The graphic looks crazy though. It looks good. The graphic for the no knife crime, it looks great. Like, looks great. Like I said, the cause is great. Knife crime in London is insane. And it's definitely something that needs to be stamped out. And I'm glad Arsenal are making it their business to try to help. Just we don't play well in the kit. We don't play well in the kit. Let's see what else is going on. I'm just looking on Twitter and make sure no other nonsense and tomfoolery is going on. Arsenal said that Gabriel Jesus misses out on today's squad with a minor knee issue. So Arsenal feel like it's minor and this is precautionary, which is cool. I'm glad that it's not long term, but Arsenal do need to be absolutely freaking for real. Like, be serious. You need to get your ass out there in that window and start finding someone, and if they go out there and buy a defender, okay. But I just don't feel like with the problems that we have right now, that's what we should be doing, but whatever. Boy, it's funny. It's killing me. I don't see a win today, period. Not the period, the hard period. I don't see a win today. I don't know why that made me die. See Walder. Don't I remember Martinelli seeming completely out of favor for a long while when Arteta first joined? Yeah. I mean, there was a time where everybody thought that Arteta hated Martinelli. But I think this is different. I think ESR and Martinelli feel very different to me. But maybe some people do still feel like Arteta's trying to protect ESR, but I don't feel that way. I think that he's not somebody that Arteta particularly likes that much. All right, we're going out there. Do we seem confident? Do we look confident? How many times are we going to play this team? Neil Gunner says, when has Arteta ever been honest about injuries? Now he's texting Ornstein. I don't buy it. Kenneth says, hi, Jess. I'll wait till halftime before I say anything, hoping for a good performance. Here to There says the Havertz signing was basically the end of ESR. Exactly. You can't continuously buy players in that person's position and expect them to be a part of the team. So yeah. C. Walter says, I know what you mean. I'm just struggling to let go. Sad face. A lot of people are. I mean, we have a freaking song that has Emile Smith-Rowe and Saka in it. Like, he's our number 10. There was a period of time where people were saying that he had the highest ceiling out of all of our young players. Like, I get that. I understand that 110%. And I don't necessarily feel like his time at Arsenal has to end. I just feel like under this manager, he's not favored. And I think that's pretty obvious, unless I'm just missing some big thing that Arteta's doing. Some big plan of him bringing him in at some wild time. I don't know. But yeah, Ethan Awari and Sousa and Walters making the bench is cute. We know we won't see them, but it's cute. It'd be nice to see them, whatever. Joshua says, watching you from St. Lucia. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you're tuning in from there. I'm sure it's much nicer there than it is here. It's cold here in California, and it's never really cold. But yeah, hopefully it's nice and warm and sunny there. But thank you so much for tuning in. Matt G says, I'll be gutted if ESR leaves, but I think for his career, he needs to go. I mean, he's going to be 24 soon. He's not like a child anymore. And he would do well at another Premier League team. Like, I don't think it's that deep. I feel like if Arteta's not going to use him, you might as well sell him. LeBron James said Arsenal need are the new chokers or bottlers. Well, thank you, LeBron James. It's nice of you to show up here. Didn't think you watched, Arsenal, but it's nice to know a celebrity is here in the audience. Sabat says from Ethiopia, Africa. Well, that's amazing as well. I've never been to Africa before, but I would love to go. And Ethiopia is somewhere that I've always wanted to go. I am not Ethiopian. I know people think I am because of my forehead. I am not. But yeah, I would love to go. Kenneth says, Jess, you left us in the dark this past day. Oh yeah, I didn't get a chance to do the second stream on Friday, but I'm here now, and you're gonna have me for about 5-6 hours. So that's a long time, It looks cold out there. You guys know I'm not excited. I want to be excited. Laughing Man says 12:30 a.m. in Taiwan. Well, damn, you woke up real early to watch your team play, or you stayed up real late. So yeah, good for you. Good for you. Colin says, look on from Barbados. I know Barbados is so nice. Like some of you guys that are living in these islands, like oh, I wish I was there right now. Let's see. Joshua says Chelsea player to score today. Kai maybe that'd be great. Neil says Reese Nelson is going to have a good game. I can see it. He plays with no fear, which I love. He always looks bright with energy and stuff like that. So hopefully that's what we get. And we're about to start. Let's see. Lord, people are wishing me good luck. Shit. Wish the team good luck. They're the ones who need it, not me. And we're off. And I'm about to turn this heater off because I am burning up. All right, let me turn this on. I'm so nervous. Why am I nervous? Why? John Donut says, come on, you Gunners. Richard says, we're having a snowstorm. They better not add to my bad day. Damn. And Matchy says, come on, you Gunners. So let's go. Let's try to win the game. Oh, Ramsdale. I want to see him have a good game, obviously, because, you know, you just want to see him playing well. I don't hate Ramsdale. I know a lot of people think I do. I don't. I think he has some real major flaws, but that people are unwilling to see. But that being said, I didn't want him yanked in the FA Cup. I think he deserves to play in this competition as long as we're in it. So yeah, let's go, guys. We look so weird in these uniforms. So weird. Oh, I hate it. Kivior got a haircut. Let's go. Because he was looking a little run down. He needed a little haircut. So win it. Good, Saliba. Let's put our foot on the ball. Let's get a little control. Ramsdale long ball into the channel. That's great. Reese Nelson hit it. How did we not score? Reese. That was a really good long ball from Ramsdale. Ramsdale could have gotten an assist right now. That's what we've been missing. We've been missing just playing it long. Shit. That's a great run from Reese. Oh, man. I wish he could have just gotten a hold of this and, like, just chipped it over Allison. It just did not bounce for him. But nice try. Nice try from Reese Nelson. Nice try. I think he should score, but, you know, we love to miss an early chance. You know, that's kind of like our thing. I like to miss a really good early chance. So, yeah. Let's see. Come on, Declan. Ooh, Kivior Dovin. Good. And that's the trouble with Jorginho is they beat him early on the press and then they were in on us and then, you know, the ripple effect happens. So that's the trouble that you have with Jorginho. They got past him really easy there. So, yeah. That was a great ball by Ramsdale. Guest says, Kivior, mad face. Yeah, him and Zinchenko have both done that. where they dive in, it's like you gotta relax. You gotta relax. Um, yeah. Get it. Come on, Ben. Good. That's fine. I need to see that Ben looks like himself. I don't know. Can't. It's hard to tell. Hard to tell if Ben White's feeling it or not. Hmm. Jorginho, wake up! No, I know you haven't played in a while, but wake up. But yeah, but I think what Arteta was making Jorginho do is Jorginho went up and tried to place the pressure on, and then Declan Rice was doing the sweeping, which is fine, but Jorginho's just going to get beat a lot. If he goes up and tries to do the pressure, there's people up there with no jacket on, sick individuals with no jacket on. But yeah, when Jorginho goes up and presses, he's really easy to bypass. So, but I understand why Arteta does that. Good. Come on. Take a shot. What are we doing? Why are we shooting? Get out of the way, ref. I hate when it feels like the referee is defending us. Go forward, Reese. Pass it forward. Get to the goal. You guys were in such a good position to score then, and we went backwards. Fuck. We're so like that. Don't go backwards. See, Walter says, I'm pretty sure Jorginho was playing 8. Looks like it early on anyway. Yeah. I don't really watch other sports, if I'm honest with you guys. Like I'll take a gander at basketball every once in a while. Like if the game is on, like if the games are on, I'll watch it. But this is Arsenal or my life. Like they take up all my time. Football takes up all my time, and it's year round. There's always international tournaments, women's, men's. Like when I'm not watching football, I don't want to see a sport. I just want to watch Gossip Girl and go to sleep. Like, you know? So I don't really partake. We've done this twice. Score. Did that deflect? Come on, Reese. You're going to score. We've done this twice. It's a very good, like, throw-in routine. But I need Reese to hit it with some confidence, with some conviction. I know it deflected, but, like, you could have scored, buddy. Come on. I already like his energy, though. How have we not scored, guys? Get him. How have we not scored? We've had so many good opportunities. Shoot! Good. At least take a freaking shot. We're all up and through there. Jesus. We have to put some of these early chances away. We're not learning our lessons, you know? It's just come on. C. Wilder says, who's your ball team? I mean, Lakers. I'm from LA. But I don't love them the way I used to. I used to love the Lakers. Like I would do anything. I love the Lakers so much. Like when it was like Robert Ory and Derek Fisher and Kobe and Shaq and that team, like I was obsessed with that team. Like after that and LeBron James came in, it's all right, but the vibes aren't the same. So, I'm a Lakers fan. But whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't have a football team. I could not care less about American football. The game's too long and it stops too much. Come on, guys. We're playing good, but we can't score. We're toothless. Pass it! Ben White, what are you fucking doing, man? Ben White should not have. He hesitated and then he dove in and then he went. Like, he's so indecisive now in what he's going to do, you know? But yeah, all these little chances we've gotten, somebody needs to put that away, you know? Somebody needs to put that away. Why are you down? Come on. You're fine. Come on. You can do it. Saka always down. Oh, bro, that Achilles. I don't know if that's the same Achilles, but he did step on his Achilles. Oh, and I don't know if you guys saw, but Simicast, there's nothing wrong with him. They acted like Saka broke his collarbone, which he didn't, and he's fine. So Liverpool fans were calling Saka everything under the sun for no reason. Good. If we don't score now, I'll kill myself. How did we not score? This team is so unserious. This team is so unserious. That is supposed to be a goal. We've had more than enough chances, and Liverpool, they're going to come down one time and put it in the back of the net. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Odegaard should put that away. Kai Havertz should do better on the initial one, because the initial one, that pass was not amazing. Oh my God. Yeah, the pass to me was not amazing. I'm just, we need a striker. We need some clinical fucking force. God, this is getting to be, we know what it is. Like, I'm happy with the way that we're playing so far, but it means nothing because they're gonna come down one time and score. Kivior is being fouled. Oh, that was Saliba. I hate my life. Oh, when we got in right then and we didn't score, I felt the life go out of my body. Like, I was just like, we didn't score. Like, we're not scoring. Come on. Get up. It's not even a foul. Get up. Get up. Just a hard challenge. Soft. John Donne is laughing his ass off. Seawalder says, beautiful challenge from bench. Boy says, we didn't score from that, means we are not scoring at all. Yeah, we're gun shy at home, that's for sure. Gun shy everywhere, you know. Matthew says, saddest thing is Liverpool. All Liverpool need is one chance. Exactly. Like, it's so obvious, the plot. The plot is so the same every game. Like, we do a good job pressing there, and Havertz gets there. That's actually really good defending, but Odegaard hitting the bar there is a nonsense. Saka does a good job there. Havertz, that's actually not a bad ball, but Konate, that's really good defending. So actually, I was wrong about that. The real criminal there was Odegaard. You have to put that in the back of the net, because guess what? If one of their players was standing in the same spot, they will put that in the back of the net. We're so not clinical. We're so unserious. I don't know how to. We're so unserious. Oh my goodness. I love this team, but you guys are not, you guys are going to kill me. Seriously. We let them off the hook. We let them off the hook. Good job. It's not a foul. Fuck off. So unserious. Good. Oh, shit. Jorginho, what was that weak ass challenge? Why'd you turn your back? Why did he turn his back? Why did he turn his back like that? Jorginho, go through it for real. Six attempts to 0. And it's 0-0. So unserious. Come on, you guys. Prove me wrong. Oh, Reese. It's okay. It was kind of a hard ass pass. It wasn't finessed at all from Kivior. He was like, here, you take it. Don't foul. It's a good hold up play from Nunez. Come on. Don't be an idiot. Good. Now turn. Now go the other direction and go with speed and directness. Good. Now turn, Havertz. Good. Go, 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 go. Go with speed. Why do we attack so damn slow? It's like we're in molasses. Come on. This tiki-taka passes be killing me. No. Get him. Let's see. See what this says. Frustrating, but I wouldn't be at all happy if I was a Pool fan so far. It's just, I mean, I wouldn't be, but I would know that all we need is one chance, you know? Roman said, I decided for my sanity not to watch the game live, but just listen to the watch along. Fair enough. Aman says, it's going to be one of these games, isn't it? You just know what our main problem is. We're not clinical, and we're starting to get that thing where because we're not scoring goals, we're overthinking it. And so now people are hitting the ball too hard and overthinking the shot and, you know, maybe not taking the shot. It's like once your team gets all scared to score goals, it's like, fuck, you know, what are you going to do? We ain't got no shooters, man. Kivior? Act like you've been here before. Kivior, think. Where are you supposed to be at? Good. I know they're trying to go down that side. They're like, he's weak. Use your brain. Don't touch him. Good. Now keep him out there. Don't foul. Don't let him turn. Good, Kivior. Good. Act like you've been here before. You've defended before. You've played in big games before. That was a good tackle from, I think that was Jorginho, wasn't it? See what I mean? Slide through. Let's go. Ooh, Jorginho, you scared the shit out of me. Now, good. Now, pass it. Hurry. Shit. You guys are doing that thing. We're doing small passes. Come on. Slow, small passes. Come on. How are we going to get out of here? How are we going to get out of here? Good, Saliba. Let's not fuck around. Okay, good. Because Jorginho was scaring me. I was having flashbacks of the Spurs game. I'm like, don't you start. Pass it. Get it out of your feet. Okay, a lot of little nonsense passes. Let's go. Come on. Yeah, whatever. Just hit it long. Stop falling on the ball. Good. We love to pass it a million times. That's one thing. We love to pass it a million times. I don't think we have to do all of this. I think we should be more direct like we were in the beginning of the game. It's okay to go direct, you guys. It's okay to pass it into the channels. It's okay to make runs. Like that. That was good. There's nothing wrong with what Reese Nelson did right then. That was perfect. If everything is in front of Liverpool, that makes it really easy for them. I like that one run from Reese. That was not a good ball. Who passed that? Was that Kivior? That was bullshit. That was a terrible pass. It just went spinning out. What happened? Matt G says, we've seen this film before. Starting strong, can't finish, get punished. Exactly. Ghostly says, hi. Hi. Hello. Ahmad says, would it be surprised if Liverpool score with their first attempt on goal? Yeah, that's always how it happens. Come on, Reese. Don't let Trent go. Come on, Reese. Good. Oh, God. Waited out for a corner. That was kind of soft corner to give up, to be honest, but of Arsenal. Can we defend a corner? Barely. Good. So the first 20 minutes are exactly what most of our games are. We control it, we do well, our game plan is really good, but we don't get the payoff because our players do not score the goals. I like the movement of Reese Nelson. I like that, like, you know, he's making those runs and pulling their defenders out of positions and things like that. But the end product hasn't really been there. And then in the last like maybe 10 minutes or so, we've kind of gone back into the shell of like soft ass passes and little tiki taka. That was a good ball from Saliba. That's okay, Reese. That's okay. Make Trent have to defend, you know? Make Trent have to defend. Like, I don't mind that from Reese because, like, yeah, it gets away from him or whatever. But, like, if you do that a couple of times, you'll get by him. You'll get by him because at some point he won't want to defend. But I'm kind of okay with that. I like that pass from Saliba. It was nice. It was good. It was direct. We didn't try to, like, do 5,000 passes. Reese Nelson has been our most dangerous player. Oh, Havertz, that was lazy. The way that ball from Trent was insanity. In behind, I was holding my breath the whole time. The whole time. Uh-oh. Yeah. So yeah, they keep trying to hit that ball in behind and it's working. It's working. They have good payoff with that. And all of their play has been on our left-hand side. It's not a foul, that's bullshit. Um, Chanel says, what time am I on? 2405, 2406, 2407, 2408, 2409, 24010. That's where I'm at. I could do the timer, but I can't be asked. I just can't be asked, y'all. I'm sorry. I just can't do the time. I mean, to me, that wasn't really a foul. It was just, yeah. Come on, Havertz. No, shitty pass. Come on. Those are good positions. He just needs to get it's a very simple pass that he doesn't get right there. Good Jorginho. Jorginho's playing well. I'm telling you, when the spaces are small, Jorginho's fine. It's when the spaces get bigger where you're like, no. So yeah, Jorginho's fine. I think the balance of Jorginho, Declan Rice, and Odegaard is fine. It's not the what we really want, but it works. The spaces just have to be small enough for Jorginho not to get caught out. But Jorginho's playing well. Now, don't make me regret that. Make a run. The only player that's made some really dynamic runs really has been Reese. I wish more people would do it. Good job, Saka. Saka's a midfielder. I don't give a fuck. Get in there, score. Saka's a midfielder. He's playing on our wing, but he's a creative midfielder. He's so good. Okay, why are you on the ground? There's nothing wrong with you. Aman says good movement, Saka. Yeah, it was. I think that pass was a little bit behind him though. When Reese passed it to him, that's a hard one to get a good shot off. The best chance we had was Odegaard's and he bottled it. So yeah, John Donut says they need to finish their dinner. We just do not score goals. We're so scared to put it really just kick it in the back of the net. It's crazy. Eric Flores says the reason we miss those early chances is because all of a sudden everyone wants to predict us to win. Vanda says, hi Jess, hello to you as well. Hope you're well. So yeah, let's continue. Let's continue the nonsense. But yeah, it would be really nice if somebody would just put the ball in the back of the net. We're deeply, deeply unserious individuals. Foul! Yeah. Relax. Yeah, good, because that was not a good pass. So pull that back. You might have to put that heater back on. This is cold. Come on, guys. Oh, good defending from them. Hurry, pass it, Declan, quick. Don't overthink it. Cross it in. Good. Where's the ball? Okay. I'm not going to laugh, but that was funny. Oh, shit. Yeah. we're getting in the positions. We just don't have the shooters. Nobody has the conviction in the shot, you know? We're just deeply unserious. Let's see. That's what good, Declan. Come on! Come on! What are you guys doing? What? This reminds me of the Spurs game. This reminds me of the Spurs game where we're pressing them, we're winning the ball, but we just can't punish them. No one lets us off the hook like that, but we sure love to let people like we need some clinical fucking forwards and quick. Like it's not even funny how badly we need somebody that can just is not afraid in front of the net. We got too many guys that don't like the spotlight on them when they have to score. Hey! Ref! Are you blind? Ref is a dunce. Yeah, you know that shit was a handball. You know it. He looked like he know he made a mistake. Dumbass. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I love how everybody's like, we're so serious. We're we're not being serious, that's for sure. We are definitely keeping up our unserious behavior. We are not standing on business. That's for sure. Arsenal have not learned their lesson. We're blunt. We're toothless. Good job, Gabrielle. Now Kivior, good. Kivior's making me die. He's out there fighting for his life. Like simple things look really hard for Kivior right now. That's what you could tell. He doesn't have any confidence. He's fighting for his life out there. Every decision is like a very hard one for him to make. Oh man. Oh, GVR. Sorry. Gil said, you just know that if the other way around, it would have been 4-0. Exactly. Like Liverpool haven't done anything, but I also don't think that they're shit. Hold on. Let me see what happens here. I'm nervous. Anytime they start attacking, I get scared. Yeah. Yeah, but Liverpool have defended our chances really well. Yeah, they've defended us well. But we've made it really easy on them, that's for sure. Get out! Yeah, we've made it easy on them. Wow, Ben, that was actually pathetic. If we concede from this, I'm gonna be so upset because I just feel like Ben White caused his own problems there, got beat, and then threw him down. And this is gonna be a very good opportunity for them. I don't even want to watch. Oh, Ben, so unserious. Just so giving them a good opportunity. He's just been shocking. Ah. So over it. Lucky. Good. Ben, deeply, 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 deeply unserious. I just don't understand why he did that. Just defend. Just defend. Like, what are you doing? Let's see. Aman says some of our most clinical players are on our bench. Yeah, I mean, as much as people don't like, like Trossard and stuff like that, he's much more clinical than some of the guys that are out there. So we have a bunch of creator types out there, but not enough killers. We don't even have a shooter on the bench for real. So yeah. No! Good job, Saliba. Cause that scared me. Now pass it, honey. Good. Good ball. Havertz, run! Havertz, run! Keep it in! This man was offside. Should have just let Saka get it. Every time we do something good, you're ruining it low key. I have hated every minute of this. I mean, I enjoy you guys, but I hate this. Watching them sometimes. It's tough. You guys, come on. Odegaard, Havertz, Saka, Nelson, wake up. Start scoring goals. Good ball, Rice. See? Let's play more direct. Fuck the bullshit. Hurry, get to it. Good job. Who was that? Kivior? Hit it, fuck it. Hit it better than that. Let's. Oh my god. Good job. Get rid of it. Stop the bullshit. Kick it out. Good. Hey! Yeah, McAllister, you fucking fouled. Why are you acting like you didn't foul? Oh, so Odegaard just tripped over a foot that wasn't there. Okay. Now let's attack. Ooh, Saka, you're looking shit, mate. He touched it. Corner. It's a good shot, Ben. White's mad. Get more mad. It's the best shot you took in a while. Because that was going in. Ben White was pissed. The way he hit that ball. How did you not head that in the back of the net? What? I'm getting so angry now. I'm so angry now. What? What? Why is he on the ground? He fell. What? What are Liverpool trying to claim here? That was an off the ball thing, or you just injured? Yeah, but Havertz has to put that in the back of the net. There's just been too many chances. Like Arsenal are just deeply unserious. Yeah, he fouled himself. Hurt himself off the ball by himself. Doesn't look good. ACL maybe. I couldn't see what was going on because at first I thought that they were trying to claim that one of us did something to him. I was like, well, nobody near him. Matt G says Jess would be a harsh ref. He fell. I mean, I just didn't want them trying to pretend like we've done something to them because according to them, Saka broke what's his name's collarbone and he's fine. So I don't want to hear it. Gabrielle, why are you way up here? Let's see. That is a foul on McAllister. He doesn't go for the ball at all. That's a foul. It's not inside the box, it's outside the box, but it's a foul. Aw, Alexis, be serious. You know you fouled. Be serious. Be serious. Why does Ben take forever to throw in the ball? Hey! They fouled. Good. If only we had somebody that can put in a decent free kick. Hmm. We could put in a decent ball and, put our head on it. Or if there's a scramble, just kick it in. That would be great. Mm. Nope. Just kick it over. Why can't we just like be good? Like, why can't we just like be good? Like, is that too much to ask? I think it is. Just need the attack to be serious. Oh shit. Ramsdale. That scared me. I was like, where's he kicking it? But good job, Ramsdale, coming out there. Good play. We should score. If we don't, I'll kill myself. Come on. God, I don't know what to say. If there's ever a game that showed you what's wrong with Arsenal, it's right now. Kai Havertz is playing up front. He's had many chances to score. He's had at least two, like point blank ones. And he hit it so soft. Like, why are we so soft? Hit it hard. Like, y'all grown. Lock your fucking ankle and hit it. It's on your left. You're left footed. No. We're going to concede. Ooh, that should have been a goal. We're lucky. They're out here smiling and shit. Trent Alexander-Arnold is out here smiling because he knows that was probably like, come on. Their right back is hitting the ball like that. Klopp is smiling because we're fucking toothless. We're like, that could have easily been 1-0. Guys, buy an attacker and stop the nonsense. Somebody who's not scared. Somebody that's not scared. They're so scared to score a goal. It's crazy. Player of the century says Havertz got the best chance of the half. So frustrating. Also, Odegaard. Odegaard had a really good chance too. He should be bearing that. I don't care. Like, hitting the bar at that point is ridiculous to me. Like, Odegaard should be putting that in the back of the net. Dean says we are a joke with our finishing. Skill says Arsenal should be up 4-0. Magic says we are lucky. We were lucky. That's why he was laughing. Game plan has been good. Game plan has been good. The pressing has been good. Everything, the defending has been good. But this will be one of those games where our defense will concede a really good goal from Liverpool and everybody will be complaining about Gabriel or Saliba or Ramsdale, when in reality, we had like 5-6 chances. Like, be serious. And like 2 of them were like point blank, so we're going to concede to Liverpool. Like, Liverpool don't go through games and don't score goals. That's just not how they operate. So we know we're going to concede, but the fact is we don't score goals. Like, everybody is so shy in front of net, and it's embarrassing. It's like the more that people talk about us not being able to score goals, the worse they become. Boy says we are all over their box and not able to finish. Never play Havertz up front, put Martinelli on now. And that might be a good option. Sorry, I know I froze there, but that might have been a good option to play Martinelli up there, because Havertz, he's not going to score goals up there. He'll get into the good positions, but he's gun shy, just like everyone else. That was horrendous. I don't know what to say. Listen, we're back to our problems pre-Fulham, which what I said before pre-Fulham, after the Fulham game, everybody started pulling out like real nonsense, like agendas from at the beginning of the season about, the defense, or, Zinchenko didn't even play, Raya and all this kind of stuff. And for me, our problem over the last 7-8 games has been more about our players not being able to score goals. It's like the more people talk about it, the worse they become. They are so afraid to put the ball in the back of the net. And so as much as people will inevitably blame the defense was great. They were really good today. Like, they've like them and Jorginho and Declan Rice have limited Liverpool to basically nothing. One good chance from Trent Alexander-Arnold, but that front four is not giving anything. Like they all had chances except for maybe Saka. But Odegaard had a point blank. He should be putting that in the back of the net. Havertz had at least two, and Reece Nelson also had some. So listen, it's at this point, like it's hard for me to even say like, oh well, we were playing well. Like, what does that mean if you're not scoring any goals? Like, we know we can pop it around. We know we can press. We know we have a good off the ball structure. We know all these things. At this point, this performance from Arsenal is a poor one, because we know this team is much better than this, So as much as it's like Liverpool haven't done anything and we've limited them and we've pressed them and we've gotten into good positions, if Arsenal being at home, being unable to break through and have at least two or three wide open chances, for me, like this is really poor. I don't know what else to say. I know some people feel like, but the performance is good. I'm like, yeah, but our performance is always good. That's the thing. It's like, except for Fulham and maybe the first 60 minutes of Chelsea, all of our performances have been good. We've been the better team in almost every single game that we've played. And all like, this is what we look like. This is what we look like. But over the last 7 to 8 games, we just cannot put the ball in the back of the net. And it's giving like scared of my own shadow. Like, what is wrong with y'all? It's the longer that they're going to do that thing. Like the longer that they don't score, the longer it's going to take. They scored one goal. They scored one goal against Liverpool. They scored how many games so far this season have we been shut out? West Ham, we were shut out. Like we've been shut out quite a bit. So to me, this is just not good enough. The game plan is fine. The game plan is usually fine. It is like when we don't get played off the park very often. We don't, so the game plan being great is whatever. I expect us to be set up well. But like, even like this first chance from Reece Nelson, like, I feel like he should be putting that away, but Reece Nelson doesn't play. So, I feel like anybody else scores that. Like if that's against us, then now this one that Saka picks off of them and Havertz is there. That's really good defending from Konate, but I'm sorry, Odegaard has got to put that in the back of the net. I'm so sorry, but like I expect him to put that in the back of the net. Good pressing, Havertz turns, like that's good defending from Konate. It comes out, it's on Odegaard's left foot, and he just puts too much power on it. And again, like I just feel like they're so rattled by the not scoring thing that now they're overthinking it. Relax, relax. It's crazy, but if there's ever a game that shows you what Arsenal's biggest problem is this season, it's not fucking, the defense and whatever. It's not the goalkeeper situation. It's these guys are shy in front of goal and have been for half of the season already. Like they're scared to put the ball in the back of the net. Havertz is right there. Where is he heading the ball to? Why is he not putting that in the back of the net? Like it's nonsense. Jonathan says Arteta put all his eggs into Havertz. Amon says, please buy a striker in Jan. Kingsley says Arsenal can never win anything with Havertz, Zinchenko, and Jesus. The Fallen says Martin Odegaard is a very frustrating player for me. Jonathan says investigators are going to find fraud in the 65 million. Edu's barbecue guest says we could have signed Madison or Kudus for what we paid for Havertz. And we keep buying players that are not clinical. Like we need to stop buying players who they're not goal scorers. Like stop buying players who, like what we talk about the most is them not scoring goals. We bought Jesus and then you turned around and bought Havertz. Like we keep buying the same types of players that, yeah, they can do all these extra things, but goal scoring is never the main thing on the menu, and we need to stop doing that. Neil says no conviction. They don't believe they're going to score. No, they don't. They don't. And expecting like your midfielders to be the ones, like I'm frustrated with Martin. He should be putting that in the back of the net, but we literally have 3 forwards that do not score goals. Like they're not. Like Havertz, the weak ass shots and shit. Like, man, put your ass in it. Like you're 6'4", Like you're 6'4", you're a big guy, kick the ball, like, you know. Ben says the pace so intense, there's no time on the ball. Decisions have to be made so quick. Yeah, I think we're dealing with the pace really well. I don't think the pace is our issue. We don't score goals. He has 5 shots and 0.63 expected goals so far, Havertz. So there's that. John says Havertz is so slow. I don't even care about him being slow. I care about him being right in front of the goal and not putting it in the back of the net. Black Hoodie Cam says, I think I feel more comfortable with Ramsdale and goal over Raya. Jonathan says, I don't mind missing, but damn, kick the ball. Havertz, I mean, hit it. They're not hitting the ball hard. Kingsley says, now I see why Zinchenko was sold by City. He is a complete waste, defensively useless, and doesn't offer anything reasonable up front. Just look at the trend. You can see the difference. Is Zinchenko out there? Is Zinchenko playing? I feel like some of these things, it's like, why don't we talk about what's actually going on? How is Zinchenko catching strays in a game where he's not playing? It's not Zinchenko's fault that we had like 5 or 6 chances in this game and we haven't put not one away. So I get the Zinchenko thing. We've kind of beat that with the dead horse. I feel like people just want to talk about Zinchenko for the sake of it. We've already replaced him with Timber. Timber got an ACL. Tomiyasu is injury prone. And if you want to be mad about anybody, you should be upset that Tomiyasu is not fit enough to stand in for Zinchenko. And now Zinchenko's injured, but Zinchenko's not out there right now. So why are we talking about Zinchenko? It doesn't make any sense. But I feel like you weren't watching, but we're not playing well. And so it's like, I have to talk about Zinchenko. Why are we talking about him? It doesn't make any sense. Boy says Zinchenko's not relevant today. He's really not. Like, why is it? It's like he's not even playing. It doesn't make any sense. John says Reese has been okay. He has been, but the thing is when you have your opportunity, you have to put the ball in the back of the net. He had one in the first minute of the game that he should be putting in the back of the net, and he didn't. And then he had another one where he kind of hit it, but not really, and it got deflected. Like sometimes if you hit the ball hard enough, it'll deflect into the back of the net. And so them with these weak ass shots is getting really annoying. Start hitting the ball for real, and maybe it'll go in the back of the net. Let's see. Player says Havertz ruined that chance. Odegaard was completely open. Why not pass when you know you can't finish? DJ says Martinelli lobs that over Allison. A confident Martinelli does, but remember, the Martinelli that we've been watching this season has not been confident. So the guy that's on the bench always looks world class when the person that's out there is not playing well. And so I'm not convinced that Martinelli lobs the keeper there. I'm not convinced that Martinelli even makes that run, to be honest. Martinelli has been playing terrible this season. So, got to keep that into consideration. But a confident Martinelli does get around the keeper or lob him or something and puts that in the back of the net. But that's just not the person that we've seen this season. Glenn says the continue unserious behavior is sending me, and we're definitely continuing our unserious behavior for sure. Matt G says, I think Partey is to blame for this. Let's blame anyone else who's not playing. The thing is like, here's the energy. Like the energy for me is, if I'm mad that Jorginho's playing, let's just say I'm mad that Jorginho is playing because Jorginho doesn't have the legs and he gets beat, whatever, because he can't run. I'm not going to be mad at Jorginho because physically he can't do things that maybe Thomas Partey can. I'm going to be frustrated that Thomas Partey is injury prone and is never there when we need him, which means Jorginho has to play, right? And so I think we don't meet these problems or these situations with the energy that's required. I think we just want to be mad at the player all the time. That's like not good enough. And I just can't be mad at Jorginho for existing. He was a 12 million pound signing and he's played like a 12 million pound signing. Like he's better than El Neni. He adds quite a bit, but he has very obvious flaws that could be exploited, but it's not his fault that he's playing. If Thomas Partey was fit, he would not be playing, so why would I be upset with Jorginho? I feel like Zinchenko, like being brought up right now, feels strange because he's not playing. Am I frustrated that Zinchenko is always injured? Absolutely. But Arsenal tried to bring in Timber and he got the ACL. So I don't know what to tell you. But the fact that like people hate Zinchenko so much, but they don't keep that energy with Tomiyasu, the player that was world class. Like the thing is, people talk about Zinchenko and White like a dog, but the reason why they're playing is because Tomiyasu is not fit. So Tomiyasu gets put on a pedestal, but he's never around. So the energy is very strange. I get that everybody, like a lot of people hate Zinchenko. I get that, but it's not really on him. Like we haven't even conceded a goal or anything like that. Like, you know what I mean? And so Zinchenko does add a lot to our team too, by the way. Because if you don't want to play with Jorginho, then Zinchenko is the answer for this team currently. But I don't really understand the Zinchenko thing all the time. I feel like sometimes it's just like a lot, you know? But yeah, that's how I feel. I think we need to look at what's going on up front. I would love for Arteta maybe to try Martinelli up there. I feel like it's strange that he never does, but once he gets something caught up in his head, he just will not change. And it feels like he's hell bent on making sure that he doesn't try that option anymore. But if you trust Havertz to play up there and he's missing sitters, then maybe try Martinelli there. It wouldn't be the end of the world. Like it really wouldn't, because right now there's absolutely no way that Havertz is going to score a goal. Like he just looks so bereft of any sort of confidence. And it's so weird because it's a player that it's so weird that it feels like the West Ham game really broke us, because before that, everybody was playing with some level of confidence. You had the front line that wasn't like amazing, but we were scoring like some goals and we looked all right. But that West Ham game seems to have gotten into everybody's head. And it's like the blind leading the blind out there. You don't have any sort of player out there that's just going to put the ball in the back of the net and shut everybody up. It seems like they're caving to the pressure, and like it's a nonsense. Like stop, you know? Boy says we need a striker that is simply better than Nketiah. That's the bar. Exactly. I agree. Anton Dunn says Kai is trying his darndest not to score. I guarantee Solanke would have scored a goal. One of those chances that fell to Kai, Reese, or Odegaard would have flown into the back of the net. Our attackers just, it's nonsense. It really is. So yeah. Chosen One says Trent is in fact generational in an attacking sense. Who cares about Trent? He don't play for Arsenal. You know, it's like, why y'all arguing about Trent Alexander-Arnold? He doesn't play for us, you know? But yeah. Levon says, do we need a physical striker or a clinical striker? Both. Like, we don't need one or the other. We need somebody with physical attributes that make them awkward to play against. So I don't want another short striker. You don't want somebody short and slow and weak. We already have that. We have enough people that are 5'9" that can't hold up the ball and can't run in behind. We have that already. You need somebody with some pace, some physicality, you know, that are going to make the opposition defense have to really think about, because if they know that you can hold the ball up, but you can also run in behind, but you can also win headers, but you also, you know, if at a moment's notice, if you get the ball, you can put it in the back of the net. The defenders start to treat you differently, but we don't have any players like that. So you need both. You know, I don't want to choose. And if we go through this entire season and we had an opportunity last summer to bring in a striker, but we chose to get Havertz, I don't really want to see us picking and choosing between a physical striker and a clinical one. They better go out there and get the guy, you know? Delt says 5'9" isn't short. Not in regular life when we're talking about like, but when you're looking at a striker, you want somebody with physical attributes that think about the size of it. Do I even have to really explain this? I feel like people are nitpicking for no reason. A center back is usually going to be 6 foot and above. So if you want a striker that's going to make the life difficult for those center backs, you probably want somebody that's about 6 foot. So yeah, 5'9" is short for a striker. It is. It's short for a striker, not for a normal person. Don't get in your feelings. I don't have a problem with, I know that the average height of a man is like what, 5'8", 5'9", but we're not talking about the average height of the normal person. We're talking about a striker, you know? So come on now. Like, if you're 5'9", you're 5'9" in regular life. I don't care. You're not trying to score goals for Arsenal, you know? But yeah, Jonathan K says, if it's a short striker like Aguero, you need to be quick and deadly. Exactly. So no changes. And they don't look any more fucking confident. Havertz looks like he's all in his fucking head. Come on, man. Get over it. He's like running out there like, oh my gosh, I got to do it. Like, yeah, you do. Like, you know, you're getting paid. You're one of our highest, you know, earners. Come on now. React. react. Let's see. Is Jota out there now? No, because once he comes out there, we know he's going to score. So that's already one in the pipeline. One in the pipeline. Guys, remember that this stream is going to redirect you straight to the other stream, so you guys don't have to go anywhere, because I make it easy on you guys, because I love y'all. So you guys don't have to go anywhere. I have to start working on my thumbnail in a second too. I should have used the bathroom. I'm an idiot. I am so dumb. I should have used the bathroom. Wow. What are we doing? Okay, get the ball. Come on, guys. Let's act like we want to score, I can't believe how gun shy these guys are. It's amazing what confidence will do for a player. That's why it's like you have to keep your team as confident as possible and relaxed as possible. Because if you don't, this is what happens. Because when this team was playing with confidence, everything flew in the back of the net. Odegaard, everything back of the net. Saka, everything in the back of the net. Martinelli. But now that their confidence is dropped, it's like they can't score at all. That's wild to me. Even after we scored against Fulham, it didn't look like we would score again. It was like almost like they were just so like bereft of confidence that even scoring that goal didn't change anything. Strange. Very strange the way we are. Very. That was a foul, and that should be going in our direction. Is the ref okay? Oh my God. How is that not a foul on Konate or against Konate? Like, what do you mean? Come on, Havertz. Suck it up, man. It's not that bad. How did they win that ball? We had all of our people right there, and they still got the ball. How does that happen? Brand Me says, yeah, Steph Curry is short for NBA, but not for real life. Matt G says, beating Liverpool would do our confidence a world of difference. But they just don't, like it would, but it just, the energy has not changed. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but we play like this all the time. Like, we need to get out from within ourselves and start playing with some heart. I know it's like, oh, passion, but passion and confidence and all that kind of stuff all goes in the same box, and sometimes I feel like we're all in our head, but we're not in our heart. Just play like you guys are having some fun. They look like they're going to a fucking funeral, some of these guys. I think that they thought that was a bad throw. Yeah, I think Klopp thought that was a bad throw. I think it was a bad throw from Kivior. We got lucky there because that was not. It was a bad throw, and it was also a bad throw, if that makes sense. Come on now. It's a good ball. Saka, you're in. Nope. How are we not scoring? That's a great ball. And Saka just overthinks it, overcooks it, tries to twirl. What are we twirling for? Just fucking hit it. We are so in our heads. It's insanity. It's insanity how badly we're in our heads right now. Nah, I can't wait for this January break. I'll be so real, because these guys are starting to really get on my nerves. You're in on goal beyond Joe Gomez. If you cut in front of him, he has to foul you or let you go. And if you just hit it first time, in your stride, you probably have a much better chance of scoring than a pirouette. And then, because you didn't, no, you didn't have to do that. You're not sharp enough for that. Nonsense. It's nonsense he didn't score. It's nonsense that he didn't score. And when Liverpool come down one time and score, it's going to be so annoying. So bad. Yeah. So sad. Rice, you overcooked your thing. Yeah, Rice overcooked it. He shouldn't have popped out there. He shouldn't have popped out there. Good. Good job. Honestly, Liverpool look like they're just trying to get back to Anfield, or they're okay with going out. And if they don't go out, they'll take it going back to Anfield. But they don't really look like they're trying that hard. Like, yeah. But they'll probably still win it because they'll just put it in the back of the net with the one chance that they get. Deeply unserious. Kivior. One thing I will say is that they're starting to bring up the energy just a little bit, Liverpool, and that's not a good sign because just like a little bit extra energy for them, they're in our penalty area and they're not sharp, but they'll get a good chance. Like, what is up with Kivior? It's like he just forgot how to play. Like I told you guys earlier, like it looks like the easiest things look really hard for him right now. And that's crazy. How did he keep the ball? Challenges are so weak. How is he getting to that? Yeah, they're just putting a little bit extra pressure and we're having a difficult time keeping up. They're going to score. Goal. Oof. Just a little bit extra pressure and we're looking like we're chasing shadows. They haven't done anything in this game and it's so bad, you guys. If you guys are like, why are you looking down? It's just because I'm trying to get the next stream ready because I don't have an assistant or anything. Come on, Reese. That's a foul. Is he fucking for real? Luis Diaz? He stood over Reese and started talking, but that's not even shoulder to shoulder. He shoved him on the ground. I almost said something so mean. You know what? He's not gonna take me there. Because he has a lot of nerve standing over Reese like Reese is faking when you legitimately fouled him, idiot. Really think they're out here bullying somebody. It's like the clearest foul. Like, are you fucking for real? Hmm. You have to get that. Good. Touch it, Jorginho. Good. That wasn't foul to me, but good tackle, Saliba. Okay, keep playing. We're totally conceding right now. Good. Come on. Wake up. Stop being so weak. Come on. It's not that deep. They put us under a little bit more pressure, and we're all of a sudden like, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on. Wake up. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Okay. They always look like they're not fouling, but they are. Alexis McAllister actually thinks that's not a foul? Good tackle, Saliba. Listen, if it wasn't for our defense, we'd be so cooked because these guys up front got the weakest mentality I've ever seen. Like they just they don't have it. They don't have it. They don't have it. We actually need like 2 or 3 attackers. Like we really need to get all the way fucking for real. If we don't score from this, I'm going to jump off a cliff. Damn, some of the fouls are the fans are booing them. He's onside, and all Saka has to do is he could get anything on that and it's in the back of the net and he hits it with his shin. Oh my word. Even like head it, you know? Like actually if he could just head it in. He could just head it in. What is he doing? Nah, that's really bad. He could just head it in. We're so nonsense. Liverpool are so they've done absolutely nothing and they will go through because we're ridiculous. I'm very sorry, but like, can we stop feeling sorry for ourselves and just freaking put the ball in the back of the net? Yeah, the fans are probably quiet. I don't even have to really look at, like, I don't have to hear it, but I'm sure the fans are quiet. But I'd probably be sitting there like, what is going on? You know, this is the second game in a row at the Emirates where you guys are just nonsense. And Martinelli's not out there. So it's not on Martinelli. You know, it's all of them. They've all just lost their like they're just basura. Just trash. Let's not run into blind alleys, Reese. Come on. Pass it through. Reese. Good. First time. What the fuck is wrong with Saka? Oh my god. God! What is wrong with him? Get somebody off of that bench and take him off. That is so freaking unserious. That was a really good move. I can't believe what he's just done there. What the fuck is that? This is not on Arteta, unfortunately. You have to take Saka off. I'm sorry. This has become so egregious and it's actually gross. Like I'm going to throw up right now. Oh my God. Stop being unserious in the final third and just connect with the ball normal. Can you connect with the ball? Stop asking for fouls too. It's getting ridiculous. Get off each other's toes. Hit! You guys are so stop! They're getting on my nerves. All the whining and crying. If you just hit it early, you don't have to cry about everything. Why is Odegaard stopping the ball there? Just hit it with your right foot across the freaking box. If you just do that, then you don't have to worry about whether or not the freaking ref calls the ball in and out or not. Martinelli's coming on. Do you see what I'm saying? Fuck my life. You guys are so unserious. Like, I don't even know how to describe what I'm seeing. Martinelli is on for Reece Nelson. Like, I can't even defend him. I can't even defend him right now. I can't even defend him. Because when he gets into the box, it's like he forgets who he is. Nonsense. Arsenal. Keep playing. Good. Come on. I'm so sick of y'all. You guys are making it so hard to defend you. All of this, we have had so much good play and we just know it's going down. We just know it's nonsense. He's gonna get there. Good thing he didn't. Good. What Saka just did made me so angry that I just don't think I can recover. Because he could have headed that in the back of the net. He could have just stuck his head out and it would have went in the back of the net. Arteta, please don't bring Eddie on. Maybe he'll score. I don't know. I don't care. These guys are gun shy. You can't have a bunch of players out there that don't know how to score goals. It's just, no. This is like on another level. And it's not even like we're working the goalkeeper real good. It's just like we're taking horrible touches and hitting it super soft and like we're our own enemy here. Allison doesn't even have to be real good. Oh God. Dean says it's very similar to the Villa game. It's very serious to a lot of games, like very similar to West Ham, you know? It's just nonsense. And people will try to say that we haven't had good chances and it's because blah, blah, blah. No, players are not putting the ball in the back of the net. They're all afraid to put the ball in the back of the net. They're literally reading Twitter too fucking much. Stop reading Twitter. Get your head out of your ass. Like, just fucking score. You're playing for Arsenal Football Club. This is nonsense. If you put Thierry Henry out there, he would have scored by now. Shit. With his old knees. Odegaard's too deep now. He's too deep. Get your ass up. No one's there. It's not a foul. Saka, keep playing. It's not a foul. Keep pressuring him. I'm trying, y'all, not to just end this stream and go about my merry way. And there's still so much time left. It feels like this half has been going on forever. I expected to look up and it say 80, 90 minutes. I don't know if I can watch 25 more minutes of this. I don't know if I can. Because they are so unserious. When are we going to get our shooting boots back? Good work, Martinelli. And product not there. Don't foul. You don't need to. Good. Great work, Gabrielle. Get up. If Martinelli could just get the ball off of his toe and hit it into the 6, maybe somebody will be there. Maybe. We can't even guarantee that anybody will be there, but come on, Emirates, get loud. Martinelli's asking you to get loud. Let's go. Oh, let's get it over the first man next time. Corners be crazy sometimes. It's okay. Is Martinelli injured? Samantha says, yes, Nelly. Mary says Saka is bad today. He is. Jordan says Saka has to have prolonged few games on the bench after this disaster. His form is in hell. Something is off. Matt G says, can never question Martinelli's work rate, but he needs to do more. I mean, the end product just needs to be there. He needs to, once he gets past his man, he needs to look up and make a quick decision. Oh, Ben, you're gone. You're done. We're so lucky that they didn't score right then. I don't know, maybe they still do, but keep playing. Kibior, you did it. Honey, what are you doing? Sweetheart, what are you doing? You won the ball and then you just stood on it. What is going on with you? See what I mean? Kibior's like everything that Kibior does looks like a hard decision. He wins it and then he just stands there. Come on now. Come on now. Laughing Man says, take off Kai and Jorginho and bring on Trossard and ESR. I would not bring in I would not take Jorginho off. I would not. I think the only thing that's keeping us together is Declan Rice and Jorginho being in there. I think if you're going to change anybody, you need to take Kai Havertz off and move Martinelli central and maybe play Trossard or ESR off of the left. But do not break apart Jorginho and Declan. I would take Havertz off. He's done nothing. He's done absolutely nothing. You know? And so he's the one to take off. Do not take off Jorginho. He's the most likely to pop the ball into the channels for on runners. He's the only one that seems to understand that the ball does not have to be 2 feet all the time. See, I don't even blame Odegaard there. I think that was on Saka. It's like, why are you passing it to him there? I just don't even know what to say. Just go down there and score a goal. Is it impossible? You know? That's what we need to do. Just go direct. Fuck it. That's the problem. When Martinelli gets into his position, he has to look up. Saka, terrible shot. Please take him off. Please take him off. This might be one of the worst games I've ever seen Saka play. Because there's nothing even to look at and say, like, well, at least he was good at this. Like, I expect him to win the ball back and work hard and stuff, but everything he's done on the ball has been atrocious. He needs to come off. Like, it's crazy how bad he's been. It's crazy. Like, this is a hall of shame, disaster class from Saka. And I love Saka, but like, let's call a spade a spade. Like, this is really, really poor. He's in his head. Havertz, come on, wake up. Everybody's like, get Trossard on. Bring Trossard on. He barely touched him. That should have been an easy win for us, but Ben had to kick it to them. He had to give it straight back to them. Aww, Martinelli. How is this happening to us? It's a bad foul, too. Not Klopp being in kids. He doesn't rate us. Klopp is bringing in children to finish off the game because he knows we are not scoring. You guys, he doesn't rate us. He's bringing in children. I am so like, fuck my life, honestly. I don't even know what to say for that. Like, I don't know, respond, bring Nowari in. I don't know. like, like, what are we doing? He needs to make another sub though and stop bullshitting. Odegaard, relax. That was a good pass though. Yeah. Yeah. We've only made one sub. I don't know what Arteta's thinking, but he should sub and bring on some fresh legs, but whatever. Klopp is saying, please, Arsenal, score so we don't have to do the replay, but we can't even do that. What? Oh, offside. I love this. I love this club so much, but you guys are putting me through the hell. Like, y'all want me to die for real. Good save. Good save. Ooh. Jesus. We should be out of this already. We should either be far away because we won it, or we should be done because they have had chances too now. Monk says, if this match doesn't prove to Arteta we need an attacker. I mean, not even like an attacker. Like, honestly, I'm thinking we might need like 2 or 3, to be honest. Like, not in January, obviously, because you can't get 2 or 3 in January. But Arsenal need to really look at their attack and say, is this good enough to win anything? And I don't know if it is. By the way, Liverpool have put children on and they've went up a level and we've gone down. Like, how is that? How is that it? Like, how are we this team? Don't foul, Odegaard. Fuck. Yeah, Odegaard fucking fouled. Come on, man. Stop fucking holding on to his arm. Shit. You guys are giving them easy fucking chances. Idiots. Yeah, anyways. I just don't. We must be about to concede. All right. Did that go straight in? Own goal? Our season is done. Just like that. That is so poor. Oh my word, Arsenal. We have really just capitulated so badly this season already. Oh well. They haven't even had to work hard to win this game. They just had to hold on and then know that we were going to make a mistake. An own goal from who? Who is that put it in the back of our own net? Kivior? A Kivior own goal. Oh my freaking, I'm done. We're finished. Yo, I really could just switch off of this entire season now. This is so bad. A Kivior own goal off of a free kick that we could have definitely avoided if we had not been being petulant. We had all the chances and we didn't score. Now we're out. This is so bad, you guys. And he put fucking kids in. Yo, I'm very much so in right off the season mode now. We need, yeah, it's right. We're writing it off now. They even tried to throw it and we still couldn't win it. This is, now he brings in Eddie because he's fucking desperate. He always makes the sub after we concede, too. He always makes it after we concede. He never makes it before. I can't believe we scored our own goal. I'm writing off the season. I know that's like, it's not right to do it, but we are pathetic. We're really like inching into the territory of like we're in full collapse. Like we're in full collapse mode here. We're in crisis. This team can't score a goal. Havertz is back here. What is he doing back here, giving the ball away? And what is wrong with Kivior? Kivior can't run. But people, I mean, Kivior is dumb as fuck for that. Honestly, that's a horrible own goal to concede. But when you have so many chances and you know Liverpool are always going to score at least one goal, you cannot do what we just did. All game, we have been so fucking unserious. Like, I cannot stand this team sometimes. I can't believe how bad we are. And it's so predictable. So we're going to lose to Crystal Palace too in a couple weeks? Probably. We're in full slide. It's insane. This is all in their head. This is all in their head. They're all like in their head. Like, I don't get why you're so in your fucking head. Like, grow up. So we get a good opportunity to put the ball in the back of the net, and Havertz just, what did he headed it out? I don't know what Arteta is going to do, but we're in full slide now. If he doesn't get a hold of this team, they're going to keep sliding. He needs to figure this shit out. And we're in the January transfer window. You need to buy a fucking attacker because this is your doing. You should not have bought Havertz. You should have bought an actual attacker or midfielder. What were you thinking? Let's see. We're so weak, pathetic. I am so switching off from the season. I'm switched off so badly. I'm so turned off by this team. Like, this is not my Arsenal. You do not have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chances and then let them come down one time and score for them. I mean, the jokes fucking write themselves. The jokes write themselves. It's ridiculous. Now Havertz is way far back. Get your ass up there and fucking score. Shit. Pathetic. They have kids in there. They have children on the pitch. We have the weakest mentality. I swear to God. Losing at home to a team that tried to throw it. After you have 10, 11, 9, like 10 chances. And we said it was going to happen. Oh my fuck. I don't even know what to say. I have like nothing left to say. But that's it for our season. This is the most unserious group of players I've ever seen. Like, because we had chances. Liverpool haven't even played well. That's what the nonsense is. We could finish anywhere now. Like, I just don't trust this team to like steady the ship. Too many weak mentalities out there. Come on. Since they scored, we haven't had a shot on goal or even look like scoring. And that's the thing. It's like once they score, it's like we don't have anything about us. He's bringing in Emil Smith Rowe and Trossard in the last 3 minutes. Yo. You could have done that before they scored the goal. You should have been making subs before. Oh my word. He does it with 3 minutes to go? What is wrong with him? Oh my God. Deeply unserious. Just everything about this club and team is ridiculous right now. You can't score a goal to save your life. If you could score for the other team. Take a fucking shot. We're so stupid. And I feel bad for William and Gabrielle and them because they haven't even played bad. They haven't even played bad. Declan Rice hasn't played bad. He's played well. I cannot believe these attackers have just decided, like, you know what? We're not going to score any more goals this season. Like, we're just going to be pathetic. Like, why? Why have you decided that? Wow. In January, and it's like over already, the season. That's so crazy. That is so crazy. I haven't looked at this anymore. I haven't looked at this in a long time. Hold on. Dennis says we need someone in that board who will start giving Arteta ultimatums. Monk says Gabby and Saliba always do their job. They deserve better, man. Roman says, thank you, Jess. Why not making those subs before the goal? Now Eddie is cup tied. You know, they're not even going to sell him. Like, this team is deeply, deeply unserious. Everything about what we've done in the last, I don't know, There'll be conversations had. You know, I've been having people scream and yell at me for the last couple of weeks saying that this is, okay. It's just not. It's going out of cups the way that we do, not being able to score goals. It's just deeply unserious. It's all by design because you had 200 million to spend in the summer and you did not spend it on players that were going to change our world. You spent it on Kai Havertz. Like, that's insane to me. It'll never make sense to me that we've done that. And ever since then, our world has crumbled. Ever since then, it's like we've been paying for it over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. I would just take them out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've been paying for it over and over and over again, you know? Let's see. 4 minutes about a time. Tyrus says, this form shows last season was a fluke. Sue Walder says he couldn't have known our attackers would stop scoring. He could have assured himself, though. Like, I don't know if you're being facetious or not, but he could have gave us an insurance policy that, like, he actually sat there in the press conference before this game and said that, the attack was basically a one-off last season and they were never going to hit those numbers again. And I'm like, well, if you knew that they were never going to hit those numbers again and you felt like it was a one-off anyway, then why didn't you buy an attacker? Like, that makes it even sound worse. Like, you probably should have said that you know that they can score that amount of goals again. But you said that you knew that they would never score those goals again and you knew it was a one-off, but you decided not to buy an attacker. That's crazy to me. It really is. Like, if you know that, then why didn't you buy, an attacker? And you could have bought an attacker and a midfielder for what we spent on Kai Havertz, but you didn't. We got Eddie out there, man. We're cooked. The season is done. Season's gone. It's done. It's over. Like, it's over in January, almost like it never started. Yeah. Okay. So I can go ahead and start setting up this stream a little bit more. But yeah, we'll do player ratings after this. I'll actually do player ratings this time. We won't just sit and talk because I'm ready to go to bed. He brought in Emile Smith-Rowe and Trossard with 3 minutes to go. I cannot believe that. And we just look so rattled. They're going through without even trying. That is so crazy to me. Because if you think Liverpool tried hard in this game, they look like they were very okay with going out. And we still could not go through. And I don't want to hear anything from them on the press conference or nothing. They shouldn't even speak, honestly. They should not speak. They should just go away. Just go away and leave us alone for 2 weeks. I don't want to hear shit from them. I don't want to see any pictures. I don't want to see anything. I am so over them. So over them. They're going to come down and score, aren't they? Oh, 2-0. We are so bad. All right. Switched off. All right, guys. I'm ending the stream. And I'll see you guys on player ratings. Bye, guys.